Yo, 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 learn music theory, learn the notes, learn the scale degrees, all that stuff. Or, some people just say play by ear. Why are you wasting your time? Why are you wasting your time learning all those notes? Why? Well, let's talk about it. First of all, the answer to the question which learn by ear, learn the theory. We all know you can just play by ear and get away with it. I think most people know that. To me, the answer is both. And, I don't know if that's a cop-out or not, but it's really obvious to me that you should be doing both. If you're playing only by ear, I feel like it kind of has a shelf life. It's like an expiration date. The milk is going to expire. It's going to be really tasty in the first few days, but it's going to start to spoil. And as you play by ear, you only play by ear. You really only see the fretboard numbers. You don't actually see the notes or the scale degrees. Over time, the playing it's going to lose its excitement. You're going to start sounding the same. Everything's going to start sounding the same to you, especially if you're improvising. And one of the reasons this is just simply because you're only going to be grabbing notes that you think are the right notes by your definition of what you hear. In other words, you're not stretching your palate. When I first started playing, if I was playing an A minor and I was just using my ear, I'd probably be grabbing, a few of these notes in here, like this little box maybe, thinking, oh, okay, these notes sound good. I can jam a little bit with these notes. That note doesn't sound too bad. Okay, cool. And I could get away with that. And especially when you first start jamming and playing with people, it's so exciting. It's so fun that anything that can interrupt it seems to be a nuisance and annoying. So why study if you're having so much fun? The reason is over time, you're just going to kind of, after you've milked these notes for all they're worth, you're going to start to crave more depth in the harmony. And so, for example, let's say I was in A minor, and when I was just using my ear, and I played this note, I would consider that to be a bad note, and I would not touch that note. And if I did play it, I would quickly move away from it, and probably, lose a little confidence in my playing for momentarily. But when I started studying music and I started realizing every note has a place, in other words, every note is going to be a certain level of resolve or tension, then it's like, okay, well, let's see here. Now I'm using it to create tension, and it's actually adding depth to my playing. Whereas if I never studied music, or I never decided to label these notes, such as the flat 9, flat 2, however you want to look at it, or playing a B flat in the key of A minor, those are ways to label these notes. I would never play that note, never incorporate it into my vocabulary. So playing by ear is only going to get you so far. Now, and I have a lot of students, most of my students that I actually teach, a lot of them, the adult students, they've been playing for a while and they're stuck and they're bored and they want to learn theory because everything is just becoming kind of stale and they don't really understand why they keep playing the same things over and over again when they're improvising. Okay? And then I start teaching them theory, and then things open up. Oh, you mean I can play these notes? Oh, I can use these notes. Oh, these notes are the strong, stable notes. These notes are kind of stable. These notes are very unstable. you start to recognize these things. Okay. Now, that does not mean theory is the end all be all. In fact, theory is very much like a tool to be used only when needed. Okay? So, I'm trying to think of an example. Well, here's the thing is if you get too much into the theory and you don't actually explore and play by ear, you're going to be very calculated and robotic. In other words, you're going to kind of turn into this kind of AI kind of thing, right? Where you kind of lose your soul. And so people that play by ear, I think that's the biggest fear they have when, like, I don't want to learn theory. My soulfulness is going to dissipate and disappear. And there is some truth to that. You can get so much in your head about the theory, thinking about the notes and the chords and the arpeggios, that you're not really saying anything worth listening to. It might be technically impressive, but if you're not actually allowing yourself to just play and express and hear and listen and be in the solo, then you're missing out. So that's why in this little lesson here, we're doing both. We're doing both here. And I would encourage you to go back and forth. In other words, if you're playing by ear and you've been playing by ear for a long time and you're starting to get a little bored with it, study a little theory. Start to study some scales, some scale degrees. Understand, why certain notes sound better than others or why certain notes create more tension than others. Start to develop a relationship with the notes that you're playing rather than just using them to play by ear. And likewise, if you're somebody who's been studying music for a long time and you feel like your playing isn't really touching anyone, it's not touching you, it just seems like you're playing exercises, put the books down and just play and don't even think about what you're playing. Don't even think about it. Just start playing. Pull up a backing track. Or maybe if you have a friend, a buddy, tell them to play, but don't know what key it's in, or just play whatever you want, and we're not going to discuss the notes or the chords, and just play by ear. Or just pick up your guitar and close your eyes and start playing things, and just see what your ear leads you to do. And you're going to start playing a lot of different things. You can always analyze and study them after the fact if there's something you really like. But yeah, so this is just just touching upon a kind of a big subject. So, I'm going to kind of keep it short and simple here. The short answer is both is necessary. And I teach a lot of, this idea of you've got the classroom and you've got the playground. So the playground would be just play by ear, just play, right? Classroom, study the scales, study your notes, study your arpeggios, study your, chord progressions, those things. Do both. So put in some classroom time and then go just play in the playground. Been playing in the playground too long? Get in the classroom. If you're in the classroom too long, get out in the playground. It's just back and forth, back and forth. I see it in my own playing. I've been playing guitar for 20 plus years now. And I can look back at certain times of my life where I was really in the classroom. And it was fruitful in the long run, but I wasn't always able to express myself in a way that I really wanted to. And then there's other times where I've just been in the playground for too long and I've been refusing to learn anything new, and all of my ideas kind of run their course and they just start to kind of, like I said, it kind of expires. It gets stale. So it's really important to go back and forth. And if you guys are interested in this topic, let me know, leave a comment. And I do have specific lessons and exercises that can help you in either area, classroom or playground. So, hit me up and hope you guys are doing well. Peace.